Carlotta done left and ain't been gone 24 hours, and all hell done broke loose.
And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want to put my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie?
Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Star. This is season 3, episode 6. Carlotta, we know from last week, Carlotta actually is going basically on a retreat to try to get herself together, get some counseling, pull herself together, and get back to being Lottie. And she ain't been gone 24 hours, and all hell done broke loose. She has her festival that's actually being produced, and here Matteo has stepped in, and he's in control. He brings little Deanie on, which is a very misogynistic asshole. I ain't even no nicer way to say it. He has no respect for women. He's a rapper, and he just is a mess. He's surrounded by the girls, and they are half dressed, and the whole thing. He has the little vixens around him and all that, and he literally refers to it, my bitches, this, that, and the other. He's rough. He's rough, and the girls don't like it. They don't like it. They know for a fact that if Carlotta was around, he would not be a part of what it is that they have going on at all. Matteo's doing it. It's all about a dollar figure. Okay. So, Matteo, he's pretty much a misogynistic kind of a asshole himself. So they had this press conference going on, and he literally was clowning so bad that he started clowning like they're on stage taking questions and from the press and the fans, and he literally put Alex on blast about the sex tape, because there's the sex tapes from the girl, with the camera and the damn thing and the picture frame and all of that. Child, and Lord, they done took and started calling Derek. They're calling him, what was the name they were calling him? EP. Child, eggplant, something or other, child. So obviously, he's so they done seen it, honey, and they are living for him, and he ain't trying to be on camera and all that. So Alex is going through with all that. She don't like all that. And he said something to Star about her being pregnant and being the baby's mama and all. It was a mess. And Star jumps up, lunging at him, and next thing you know, she ends up taking a drink and splashing it in his face and walking on. You know how Star do. It was a whole mess. A whole mess. Do you hear me? Whole mess. And they ended up having a sit down. They had a sit down with him, and they said, listen, we'll pull the plug on all this shit if you don't get it together. You can't do this. You need to go ahead. He said, fine, no problem. I'm going to go ahead and make a public apology, and I'm going to change my image up a little bit, and all of that. He was real cool at the table. Maurice was facilitating the meeting. This little jackass goes to do the public apology, and what he ends up doing is making a nice little clip, a little song clip, and letting them have it. Letting them have it and clowning them, and then use their voices during the meeting. He had recorded them, and used their voices in it. It was awful. I was like, oh my God. It was a total PR stunt. They were pissed off. Matteo thought it was funny because it drew a bunch of hits, and he don't care. And they were like, okay, so how Star and them get down. They're like, oh, we're going to get him, honey. We're going to get him. And they did. And they did. Later on, they ended up, that Miss Bruce, went and found some tea on him, baby. And when they went to do this little performance, they had a performance later on in the show. They did a performance and they did a whole song about Lil Deanie and just read his ass for filth. For filth. Blew his whole credibility out of the water. It was the best. It was great. They really did talk about how he was growing up middle class. All the shit that he raps about ain't really what he's about. He don't know nothing about it. He had a little dick and this, that thing. That, baby, they gave all the tea and all the receipts during the song. And I was laughing because it reminded me of when Star did the song, I Was Down For You Bitches. You remember when she did the song and she read her sister and Alex? Same kind of little thing, baby. Let him have it. Have it. I was like, okay, good. Tory Map, so we got rid of him. Ain't no problem with that. Maurice and Noah's little thing actually came to a head. The whole thing with the girl, and Noah had took time and sat down and talked to Miss Bruce about this whole thing. He was afraid of getting into a relationship because, he's just right on the cusp of his sobriety and all of that. And sure enough, as soon as he had that conversation with Miss Bruce, he ended up walking in on Maurice and the girl Megan actually kissing. And then he snapped out. Maurice busted him in the mouth. And it was a mess. And he ended up getting ready to go and was getting ready to have a drink. And it was like, oh, God, no. He was going to have this drink. And he ended up going to the girl's house and told her, I'm not going to lose my sobriety over you. And I'm also not going to let go of what I have for you over some bullshit or me being scared. So everything kind of worked out. Speaking of problems in a relationship, we got Star and her little boyfriend, the baby's daddy, who's not supposed to be her boyfriend, but that's their whole thing. They never actually claimed each other. And he got to getting all jealous because he was doing some music for Star. She wanted to bring Noah in because his music as a producer and stuff is okay, but it's missing something. Noah is the something. Noah came in, changed the beat a little bit, got on the track. It was a love song. She tells him, he got mad. He's like, you writing a love song about Noah, this, that, and the other, and on and on and on. And the song is actually really about him, but she wouldn't say it, and it just was a whole mess. And then she had to actually come clean. So now they on and popping. They finally accepted they on and popping. I was like, okay, cool. No problem. And again, these rushed storylines, I'm like, y'all wearing me out with these rushed storylines, but okay. So that was that. And the song, the love song, the little song that Noah and Star did, Star and Noah together is always fierce. Fierce, but it's like everything they put that fucking Noah on is the shit. Another little love not little triangle, but a little love situation. Miss Bruce actually goes to Cotton and was telling Cotton, I'm dealing with somebody and I hate it because the person is attached to a friend of mine. And of course, she's talking about Noah's dad. I said, I told you they were going to get together, honey, but I am here for it. I'm here for it. So, Cotton was like, you need to just tell the friend and go ahead and get yours, girl. That's what you got to do, child. Get yours. So I'm waiting to see how this is all going to turn out. How is the friendship? I think it's going to be rocky. I'm just guesstimating here. I think the friendship with Noah and Miss Bruce, which is beautiful right now, is going to get rocky. But then I think in the long run, they're going to be okay. Okay, another little relationship here. Cassie and old dude, little crooked one that's always running her down the club, basically rolled up on her, told her, you got a rat running around your club. You have, there's an informant. There's a informant somewhere around at your club. And you need to find out who it is and take care of them. And she like, all right. Speaking of Cassie and Cotton got an issue, okay? So they actually had one little run-in where they were at the house. Cotton was standing at the sink. And she's, Cotton's like, she says, Cotton, you ain't been answering my phone calls, this, that, thing, and the other one, on. The conversation was really short. So what's up with you? Cotton had this butcher knife in her hand. She was washing dishes. She had this butcher knife in her hand. And Cassie was looking at her like, bitch, what's going on? And she had her hand in her purse. And then I said, look at these street bitches, honey. I said, And you see Cotton cut from the same cloth somewhat. I said, Cotton, girl, you getting rough there, girl. But only thing that really stopped it from going down is the little boy came in. Jaden came in the room. And was like, hey, Aunt Cassie, whatever. So that stopped it there. But the next time they met up, baby, Cassie come in her office, baby, and Cotton is in the office, sitting there with the gun. And they have the conversation. You killed my dad, and you ain't worth living. Then she pulled a gun on her, and she told her to go ahead and shoot me. I deserve it. I deserve it. She's like, but this is it. She said, we got a fucked up family. You know what I mean? And it's just a whole cycle. She gonna say, what you reaching for? What you reaching for? She's reaching in her purse to get her gun. She's like, this is your gun. I got it. I said, oh, shit. So here she got the gun up to her head and everything, and they talking, and then she tells her, she basically pleaded her case to her, told her what happened. It was an accident. It really wasn't supposed to go down like that and everything like that. But go ahead and shoot me. I'm tired anyway. Like, I'm tired. I'm tired of fighting with my sister. I'm tired of all this shit. I'm really tired. And she told Kyle, she said, and the thing is, out of the whole fucked up family, you're the only one in the family that is strong enough to break the cycle that we actually have going on. And told her, she loved her. And Cotton took the gun down from her head, honey, and her aunt embraced. And I was like, oh, thank God, because I didn't want Cotton with a body, and I didn't want Cotton and Cassie to not be good. You know what I mean? There's the turmoil there and all of that, and I understand it and all of that, and it was fucked up how it happened. But I did not want that. I love the relationship between Cotton and Cassie. Love the relationship between Cotton and Cassie. And I think when Carlotta come back, the relationship with Carlotta and Cassie is going to change. And I'm here for that. I'm here waiting for that. So y'all see my thumbnail. I was very happy with that whole moment. So anyway, I enjoyed myself last night. And then the very last thing, Alex ran into some pictures because we say, that our boy, with his cute little self, old Derek got a little proclivity to Latinas. And we kept seeing him with this Latina, and it was like, what is going on? And Alex ran into a picture. She done caught him. Honey, she done snapped out on him, and he was in the house, and then he walked up. She told him, don't walk out. And then we noticed she's suffering from panic attacks. And you could see it starting to build. She's having anxiety and panic. And it came to a head. And she had an attack after he walked out. I'm like, you need to get your ass back to the house. So we got to see what's going to go on with that, because that's the last we seen of Alex. He was out there with the girl and in the car, and that's what he's like, she's thinking something's going on. She busted me. She thinks something's going on. And she's like, well, ain't nothing going on. He's like, I can't tell her, what's really going on. And she's like, figure it out. Because once we figure out what's really going down at the club, we'll be that much closer to figuring out who actually did what they did to your grandmother. He is the informant. I said, okay. Interesting twist. A little far-fetched, but interesting. I'm cool. We're going to keep on hanging. But yeah, it was an interesting twist, but it was a little bit far-fetched for me. But anyway, I'll catch y'all next Tuesday. Well, what is it? Tuesday? No, Wednesday. I'll catch y'all next Wednesday. Oh my gosh. Later, y'all.